I think it's really, really important at the moment to tread lightly with everything that's happening. I think that it's such a sensitive topic at the moment, and everything, you can't just act, you know, spontaneously about this topic. You have to be really, really careful with how you go about things, and you can't just be like, oh, I'm going out to the shops today, and just you can't just go out blurting anything, so to speak. So yeah, you have to be just really, really careful.
A Kangaroo Fern production.
Welcome
to Guerrilla Podcast, Fresh Eyes.
The beat that makes you feel good.
A weekly podcast that features interviews with social change leaders or individuals that aims to bring audiences good stories to motivate their own social impact efforts. Now, here's your host.
Hello, Humanista. This is Miko Santos from the Side Strip, and please welcome to another episode of Fresh Eyes, a member of Guerrilla Podcast. It's an independent podcast network for people who are creative, curious, and want to voice out. For this episode, we are talking about everything Adelaide. But before that, please don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. And if you want to sponsor this, please email us at info@kangaroofirm.com or go to patreon.com/kangaroofirm. So everything Adelaide began in December 2015 by founder Carina Stathis, who is a media guru and writer with a strong understanding of the industry. Welcome to the show, Carina.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Can you tell us, to our readers, to our listener, and also who watch the podcast, about yourself and how your blog started?
Yeah, definitely. So I have a background in media. I studied a double degree in media and arts at the University of Adelaide. So I studied for 4 years. And so from that, I was writing for all types of different publications. I was writing for like online blogs, magazines. I was working in radio as well. And it just so happened that I started working for an online publication called TEOmagazine, and I was, it just inspired me to create my own website, my own publication. And so that's exactly what I did. And I've been doing the same thing, growing the brand, growing the business for 4 years now. So yeah, it's all happening.
So my next question is, do you have any inspiration or someone inspire you to start this blogging?
Yeah, definitely. I know so many people who do the same thing and, blog about the city, just do their own lifestyle travel blog as well. And it's just really the people that I met from going to all those events when I was working for TEOmagazine or contributing for TEOmagazine. The people that I met along the way, like the Adelaidean girls, Adelaide Food Central, people from Glam Adelaide, Adelaide as well. All those people that I met, just really inspired me to do my own thing. And along the way, I've learnt from even so many other professional writers in the industry to, keep writing and keep blogging and making my own articles and publications, and working with a lot of really, really fantastic people along the way too.
How would you describe your blogging style from everyone else? How do you describe your blogging style?
We try to be a lot more newsworthy rather than just opinion. I mean, we do a lot of reviews on, different bars and restaurants and things like that, but we do try to make it a bit more newsworthy rather than just like, a person's opinion. We try to make it, to suit everyone that would be reading it, and sort of create not much bias, but just report on like everything that was good, everything that was bad, if anything, and yeah, just to be a bit more of a newsworthy site.
What is your biggest challenge while doing this blog, the Everything Adelaide?
Yeah, so I don't do this full time. I actually work full time, and so this has always been sort of like a side hustle for me, and so it's definitely challenging maintaining that as well as working full time. But I mean, I love it, and this is always, it's turned into something that I never thought or never expected it would become. It was originally just like something for me to work on and to develop my writing skills rather than becoming more of a well-known platform across Adelaide and South Australia. And I just feel so thankful for everything that it's turned out to be. But definitely just, maintaining that work balance and the freelance balance, I guess, is definitely the biggest challenge.
So you got 12,000 followers on your Instagram.
Yes.
How do you motivate yourself to keep on blogging? So
good question. Well, it's, to me, I'm a really creative person and I love being creative. I've always loved photography. I was into videography for a short period as well, but photography is just definitely my thing, and I love working with colors and working with other people and being creative and creating something that's visually pleasing. And I feel like Instagram is just such a creative platform that allows me to do that. And so really, I mean, it's not really difficult to create content. It's just something that I enjoy doing and have loved doing since I started the website. So yeah.
So you say you love doing, this is your passion, doing videography, doing content creation for your blog and for your Instagram. So now we are on this current situation. How you manage yourself on still creating content despite of this COVID-19 that's happening?
Yeah, definitely. It's a really, really tricky situation at the moment because obviously you're limited to everything you're restricted because of everything that's going on at the moment. You can't go outside to take photos. You can't, go out and meet new people. You can't go out to restaurants. And yeah, obviously you're restricted to a lot of things. So for me, I think it's more about just changing it up a little bit, especially on Instagram, but also diving into the archives of what we've previously done, and just reminiscing on your favorite pastimes or great photos that I may have taken over the past 4 years, and just bringing them back up to life and back to the surface. Whereas in regards of creating new content, it's more just like home things, like I've been doing lots of gardening recently, which I've been putting on my Insta story as well. Things I'm reading, just beauty tips, just stuff that you can actually do at home.
So you consider yourself as one of the influencer in Instagram and also on YouTube, Facebook. What do you think with other influencer that even the current situation right now, they are not taking serious about it?
I think it's really, really important at the moment to tread lightly with everything that's happening. I think that it's such a sensitive topic at the moment, and everything, you can't just act, spontaneously about this topic. You have to be really, really careful with how you go about things, and you can't just be like, oh, I'm going out to the shops today, and just you can't just go out blurting anything, so to speak. So yeah, you have to be just really, really careful.
So with your big followers, how active are you on a weekly basis? How you often do you communicate with your followers?
It's really hard because because the following is quite large, I can't speak to everyone, obviously. So, I mean, I try as much as possible, but of late it has been really, really difficult to do that. Just really as much as possible, to be honest.
What do you find the most, say, frustrating aspect of blogging or challenging
Oh,
that you?
challenging. Just trying to be different, I think. That's probably the biggest challenge to any blogger, I think, is just to just to be different from everybody else and just to find your niche. You could, but it'll just get really repetitive if you were just exactly like somebody else. So I think it's important to try and stand out, create your own content, and try to be unique, which is quite a challenging thing for so many people.
How much time do you spend
Oh,
when you're doing your blogging, especially doing an article, taking a photo,
yeah.
or so?
It's countless amount of hours. It's just, of late, because I've been working quite a bit, it hasn't been too much, but it could be like, I don't know, 2 hours a day could be spent writing an article or figuring out, the next photo, or contacting people for interviews, or just reaching out to people. So it's, oh God, I couldn't tell you really. It's just, it varies, and it's so different every week. So yeah.
Do you have a spare time for yourself aside from blogging?
I do. I love going to the gym and exercising. So I do love like taking time for myself after work, or on weekends to catch up with my friends. So yeah, that's definitely a very important part for me.
So that's fantastic. So on the for people like starting up on this social media platform, became a content creator. So
Yeah.
what is your, say, advice to them? Because some of them are, say, unethical. Sometimes they post not
Yeah.
good for audience. What is
Yeah.
your advice to them?
I definitely think like find your niche and find your audience and just be you, to be honest. I know it sounds lame, but it's just definitely find the platform that suits you, because I know like TikTok is massive at the moment and a lot of people are using that instead of Instagram, because Instagram can be very, I guess, fake, or it can be very narcissistic, and I think people can get really caught up in that very like too easily. Whereas with TikTok, it's just spontaneous, people doing their own thing, people being themselves, and just, for the sake of it, they're not really trying that hard. It can just be funny, and it can just be something, I don't know, a conversation you had with your mum that, I don't know, that became funny, or just something ridiculous. To anybody, I guess, starting out or starting to create a blog or create a website, just find the platform that is going to be best suited to you, to market that website, because it could be Facebook, it could be Twitter, it could be Instagram or TikTok, or all of the above, or YouTube. Just find the platform that suits your website or your blogging site best.
Have you tried TikTok lately?
I have an account, but I haven't made any videos because I've just started it. Like, I've just downloaded the app. But I have a feeling that I'm probably going to be making some videos this weekend just to try it out.
Would you encourage other people to make their blog?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. If you are enthusiastic enough, and if you have the drive, and if you want to, improve your, writing skills, your photography skills, anything, it's just a great way to showcase your work and develop your abilities further.
Do you have someone or taking your photo, or just you?
No, so I know so many of my friends who we always just get together and take photos of each other just because it's fun. Like, sometimes we set aside a day just to create some content. We can't do that at the moment, but I remember sometimes we just go into the city and we plan a day when we shoot our photos, and then we go get lunch, and then we shoot some more content just so we can have heaps backed up. And yeah, so it's usually my friends that help take the photos.
What is your favorite restaurant in Adelaide? Just as a side question.
Oh, I have so many. Oh my gosh. I love going down to the East End, down Rundle Street, and one of my friends actually owns a restaurant down Rundle Street. So we go there quite a lot, me and my friends. So definitely La Taberna down Rundle Street is one of my favorites at the moment.
So I see on your Instagram and your website as well, aside from restaurants or everything about Adelaide, you also have like a little bit festival and fashion. So
Yeah.
who was your first style icon that you can remember?
Oh, good question. Oh gosh, anyone between, see, I love like old school styles. So I love everything like Audrey Hepburn, Coco Chanel, all those types of people who are very, just very old school, not very, rather than modern. So I reckon definitely those two are my probably top fashion inspirations. And then I guess the modern times. Oh gosh, could be anyone from like Beyonce, Rihanna, to just like, oh gosh, I don't even know. Like, I don't know, Miranda Kerr, just people in fashion. And then just people I see on Instagram, to be honest. It could just be like someone that I know on Instagram that's from Adelaide or from Melbourne, and they have, really good fashion sense, and they buy stuff local. So yeah, it varies quite a bit.
Next question about that. How would you describe your personal style?
Oh, fun fact, I actually color-coded my wardrobe on the weekend because I was bored in isolation. So I was just like, I'm going to color-code my wardrobe. And I would probably describe my style as, oh God, very like, it goes from like simplistic with like lots of whites and grays to like very bold reds. And yeah, probably, yeah, definitely between those two, simplistic or bold. There's like no in between.
What is your best advice for handling criticism?
Oh, that's a good one because there's a difference between constructive criticism and just being mean. And so I think it's, well, for instance, for photography, like with photos of yourself, it's really, really different to say if someone's criticizing your writing. So if there's like a photo of yourself and people comment on like your weight or like your hair color or the way you look, that is just being plain rude and mean online. That's just like cyberbullying. So you really have to like, dealing with that is different to dealing like how you deal with like constructive criticism. So I would probably block anyone that's mean to me online, to be honest, because I just don't need that negativity on my feed, on my page, everything. So I would probably just block them straight away. Whereas if someone's actually offering constructive criticism, where if it's on my website, I'd be like, oh yeah, cool, thanks for the insight. Yeah, I'll take note of this. So yeah, there's two different ways for two different completely forms of online comments.
So since you're blogging for almost say 4 years now, 2015,
Yeah.
have you met anyone interesting or famous in your blogging journey?
Yes, I actually have. So I recently actually went to an event in Sydney, and it was for like this food box launch. It was like a box of meals that you can order. And Matt Preston was there, and he was hosting the event, and I was just like, oh my goodness, Matt Preston's here, so cool. And I went up to him after the event to introduce myself, and I said, oh, hi, I'm Carina. And he looked at me weird, and he's just like, oh, you're that girl that runs that blog. And I'm like, yes, I run the website Everything Adelaide. And he goes, oh, right. That's right. You posted something about MasterChef like a year ago or something about tasting Australia when we came to Adelaide a couple years ago, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, yes, I did, and yeah, so that's probably the most recent like starstruck, I guess, that I've been, which was quite a weird experience. I didn't expect him to totally know about my website. So yeah, that's probably the most recent one, to be honest.
How do you balance your life? Your work, so say you're working as well, and then
Yeah.
doing the side hustle. So say, how do you balance your work and family demands? So
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, I like to think of it as just like a circle with like individual slits in it. Like, you have to cater a certain amount of your life to work, a certain amount of your time to your friends, yourself, your family, and other commitments. So for me, I work, I run the website, I go to the gym. I still have to live my own life and go do mundane things like food shopping. So I don't know. If something is becoming too overwhelming, I just take a step back and then think about, you know, I'm I'm doing too much of one thing, or I'm going out too much, or I'm going to too many events that it's making me feel run down and tired. So I just have to manage how I'm feeling, I think. And it's just about portioning out everything that you do in your life. Some people have kids, which is a whole different story and adds so much more time to your daily schedule. So it's just about preparation and organization, I guess, to be honest.
so on your blogging, what is your greatest satisfaction for
Oh,
being a blogger aside from?
yeah, definitely going out to events. Events is like my favorite thing of blogging. It's just you get out, you meet new people, you eat new food, you drink, different wines or, forms of alcohol or whatever. And it's just a great way to meet new people. I mean, I have met some of my closest friends through blogging and with my website work and just business in general. So it's just a fantastic way to, yeah, get out there, introduce yourself, maybe even to people in the business. And it could lead you to potential work down the track as well, which is fantastic. So yeah, just all of that is my favorite thing.
Are you looking into getting on the video as well side? Because most of your blog is mostly content, photo. Are you looking at on transforming into like a video blog as well?
I have considered it in the past, but to be honest, I think I'm just not that time efficient, to be honest, and I'm not super tech savvy with videography. I mean, it would be good to try get back into it again, but I just don't think it's for me.
What do you want your legacy to be? How do you want to be remembered on? Because you're
Oh,
doing everything Adelaide. So, what is your future plan aside from being a blogger? So, in 5 years' time, what is
wow.
your plan?
Yeah, right. Well, my biggest thing and my main thing is that I just want to write. I just love writing. Um, and so with that, I mean, the media industry is just so massive, and I eventually, hopefully within the next 5 years, hope to move to the UK. That's my biggest thing. It's like my dream, I guess. So that's definitely in the pipeline, I think, in the next few years. And I just hope to take my website with me and maybe rebrand, who knows. But in forms of answering your question about being remembered, with the website, I just hope that I could be remembered as someone that makes good content and is friendly to everybody, and maybe inspires people to go and try different places around the city, and also just make people realize that SA is a great place to live and to visit and to raise children and just to be in general. So I hope that through my website and through my contribution online, I hope people understand that and gain a sense of that. So that's my biggest thing.
All right. Thank you so much, Carina. Thank you for your time as well for our podcast.
No worries. Thank you so much for having me. It's been fantastic.
Thank you so much. So if you have any other question with Carina, I'll link all the description below so you can check her website, her Instagram as well. So see you next week. So if you like, please subscribe to this channel. And if you want to sponsor it, just go to patreon.com/kangaroofirm. Thank you so much.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, or via RSS. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, rate and review this podcast and share it with your friends. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And if you want to know more, check out kangaroofern.com.